I'm Glenn Miley, and this is When Society Fails. Over the last few episodes, we covered a whole range of things. Now it's time to start talking about how we're going to get society back on track. And this is where when the ham radio comes into play. It is so important that we have ham radios so we know what's happening in other villages. We start contacting other villages and they say, hey, we haven't had any crime here at our village in 2 months. We say, well, we haven't had any in 3 months. We haven't had any in 6 months or a year. So we're 10 years into the collapse at this point, and crime is pretty much gone. All the criminals have killed each other off. All the average Joes have been dead for 5 years. All the people dependent on government and welfare have been dead for 9 years. And it's time to start getting society back going again. So you start making pacts with other villages. You start saying, hey, when we go out and scout, we're going to wear a white cloth on our head to let you know we're part of a survival village. We're not bad people. We're not criminals. We're not crooks. We're just looking for some supplies. And they'll do the same thing. And when you run across each other out while scouting, you'd be like, hey, he's just another dude trying to provide for his family. He's not going to attack me. I'm not going to attack him. You have a pact with the surrounding villages, with the surrounding base camps. And then eventually, when you hear from worldwide encounters that crime has pretty much been gone for years, then you can start coming out of your caves. You can start coming out back into the world and leaving your hiding place and start setting up towns and stores and start having regular life become again. But at that point, it's still going to be the late 1700s, early 1800s, as far as primitive life is concerned. It's going to take another century to get us back to where we are today in 2012. But at least you know at that point, you don't have to stand guard. You don't have to watch your back. You don't have to live in fear. You're going to live in fear, or on guard at least, for the first 5 years of being in hiding. But the ham radio, a way of communicating with other villages, is what's going to help us and give us the tools necessary to get society back on track. Maybe we should make a pact right now with everybody who's going to set up a village or a compound or whatever you want to call it, your safe place. Whoever has a ham radio, we should have a pact right now that we're only going to turn them ham radios on the first of every month, because we'll make sure we have the battery life left in them in 10 years to be able to still communicate, to see how things are going around the world. So we don't want to use up our batteries in the first couple months, the first couple years. So let's make that pact that we will turn them on at least the first of every month, which means you're probably going to need to print out a calendar that's 10 years, 15 years out, just so you have that in part of your preparedness plan. All right? And please comment, like, and subscribe. There's going to be one more episode on what you can do to start preparing your day.